Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing for lots more diamond painting content. And if you are back, as always, welcome back. Today I'm here with my May month in review video, and in these month in review videos, what I like to do is take you through the different diamond painting projects I have worked on throughout the past month and do just a quick recap of what my thoughts were about them, and you can kind of see how they're coming together. If you're interested, I have done month in review videos for a few years now on my channel, and I have a playlist where you can watch all of them in a row. It's a nice way to get a snapshot look at the different kits that I've worked on. I'll have that playlist linked in the description box below, along with the links to the various projects I'm going to show you today. And that being said, let's talk a little bit about the month of May. It was a very, very, very busy month for me personally, and so I did only just have one finish for the month, which is completely fine because I started a kind of bigger scale comparison project of a couple of kits I'm going to show you in a little bit that has taken me the better part of the month to even get to the halfway point on, which I still am very happy with, given that, like I said, I've had quite a lot going on outside of kind of the diamond painting sphere of things. And then I had, as far as YouTube goes, 23 videos go up on my channel. So a busy month on YouTube too. And then I also had my Patreon vlogs go up. I do have a Patreon if you're interested in seeing more behind the scenes. It's a lot, it's very unfiltered. It's very, very chill and a fun place to hang out. It's also a way to support my channel further. And so if you're interested in seeing what that looks like and what different perks I offer, my Patreon will be linked below as well, but absolutely no pressure. I'm honestly just super thankful that you're here watching this video. So I do have my diamond painting logbook here where I'll get to kind of show you some of the different stats and info about the kits that I worked on. And I also have, for this kit, I did a dedicated post review where I really go in depth about a lot about this kit. So if you're interested to really do a deep dive on a particular kit, if I have a post review on it, those will be linked in my month in review videos too. As far as other things that went on in the month of May that I thought would be fun to share about, so I put up a video that was talking about tips for dealing with diamond painting burnout that I'm pretty proud of. And so if you feel like you are on the verge of burnout or have dealt with it in the past or are right in the midst of a bunch of burnout, maybe go and take a look at that video. Maybe there will be some helpful suggestions in there for you, or maybe it's helpful to just kind of keep it in the back of your mind in case you do find yourself experiencing burnout in the future. But I hope you never do. I hope you never do. I also went to my very first diamond painting retreat and shared a lot about that in my most recent Whip and Chat. If you're interested, and I'm going to be doing a swag bag video where I show you, it's kind of going to be like a small shop haul and kind of just a sponsor highlight from that. But that was really cool to get to go to, and I would love to try to go to one again in the future. I just, 5 days away from my kiddos is a lot, so we'll see. But hopefully I'll get to go to one again. It was a fantastic first project, or retreat, though. And then I also worked on, I was able to keep up with my goal of working on one dragon kit each month this year. And so actually the kit in front of you is my dragon kit for the month of May. And this is just part of a little challenge or diamond paint along that I set for myself, where I'm looking at trying to complete one dragon kit each month this year, 2024, because it's the year of the dragon and I love all things dragons. So just thought that would be fun to do. That being said, let me go ahead and take you through and show you the different projects I've completed and my whips. So my one and only finish for this month is right here. It's called Snapdragon Sprite. It's by the artist Mitzi Sato Weave and is from the shop Distracted by Diamonds, aka Patty Wax on Etsy. It's 52 by 78 centimeters, has a total of 40 colors, and has round diamonds. There was also an optional enhancement pack that you could get with some special drills. However, I just completed this as charted and did not add any special drills into it. I started this on May 2nd, so it was my first kit of the month. I think I just didn't work on any kits on May 1st, I guess. And it was my, 163rd start, my 163rd finish of the year, and of all time, and then 14th finish for this year. Now, this kit I thought was just absolutely adorable. I loved the cute little dragon in this one, and it being the month of May and being springtime, working on a kit with florals in it really seemed just really on theme. And so I really enjoyed working on this because of that, because I was just very in a springy mood, all these pretty flower petals. I also really enjoy snapdragons. I have a fun, like, nostalgic connection to them from my childhood. And so that was one of the things that originally drew me to this artwork in the first place, along with the adorable dragon. And I found as I worked on this that I also really enjoyed it because the color palette is right in my wheelhouse. I love pinks and mints, or pinks and aquas together, and that's all that this was. So it was really, really nice to work on in that way. I think their overall finished look is pretty nice. It's soft. It's definitely got kind of, I guess, like a little bit of a computer render, I think, to it, where there's softer lines. There's a lot of kind of confetti and some color changes, but I do think that it comes together pretty well. And especially as you're looking at it through a camera lens, it looks nice. You can see that there's a ton of twinkly sparkle in these round diamonds. They're really nicely faceted and give that really wonderful sparkle that catches your eye when you go to walk by it in the room. And I always like that. The drill quality was pretty good, and I did like, the canvas was good too, and the buying experience was really easy because she carries these in stock, and so it tends to ship and arrive pretty quickly. I did find that there were a couple of really similar symbols on this kit. There was a lowercase p, a lowercase b, and a lowercase q a lowercase b, d, and q that looked very, very similar to each other. And but I just kind of would orient the container, the symbol on the drill container, the same way that I was working on the canvas, and that helped me make sure that I wasn't risking mixing them up. There were a couple areas in this that I did think that some like more hand touch-ups or different color choices would have worked. There are some bright oranges in the elf's face that I thought would have looked nicer as kind of more of a neutral skin tone, but that's kind of just sometimes how programs will sort of read colors and translate them from an image. And yeah, up close you can see there is a lot of confetti. There's a lot of color changes in small areas and little like sprinkles of dots in some of these colors. I think that it's still, like, the overall softer look for me personally, it still does work, but I know that Distracted by Diamonds, I feel like, used to have kind of a cleaner and crisper rendering style. So that was one caveat that I mentioned in the post review that I'll just mention briefly here, is that I do know that this company has gone through some, I am guessing, I should say, that this company has gone through maybe a manufacturing change or two at some point, because there are things about this canvas that seem a little bit different to me than older canvases I've worked on from this company. So I would just maybe take a look at the listings of any kits you're thinking of buying, and I think she puts mock-up renders on there, and that'll give you a sense for what to expect, at least rendering-wise. But I actually really love this shop. I love supporting this shop. They have been a favorite shop of mine since, 4 years ago when I started diamond painting. They were like the first small shop that I really tried out, and so they've been a long-time favorite of mine, and I was glad to work on this kit because it had been a while since I'd done a Distracted by Diamonds kit, and this was a really just sweet and nice kit to work on for the month of May. And I was glad, like I said, that I finished a dragon kit during the month too. This is my one and only finish. Let me grab my first whip for this month. So the first whip I'm going to share with you guys for this month is going to be a mermaid's bath. This is from Jaded Gem Shop and the artist Toshia-san, and is in what's called the hybrid or classic rendering style from this shop. I'm clarifying and specifying that because just recently, as in just, I believe, this past month, Jaded Gem Shop did launch a line of kits that they are calling pixel charted kits that have a much cleaner and crisper rendering style to them, and are more highly hand charted. And so you're actually going to see an example of that shortly, because I'm working on this kit alongside the same artwork in the pixel charted version as part of a comparison project. You may actually have already seen that I did a progress check-in on that comparison project and shared a video where we did a lot of kind of in-depth comparing these two canvases side by side with my current progress at the time, which on both canvases was up to this point in the artwork. This is the first 3 rows. Since doing that video, I have also I hopped up and did the top row of this kit, and I'm in the process of working on the top row on the pixel charted version, which you'll see in a bit. I actually completed this top row when I was at that diamond painting retreat, and let me tell you, having a really highly confetti heavy kit and regularly stopping working to chat and be social and help with I was a part of the planning committee, and so I was hopping up a lot. It like took me a whole day to get through one section on one of those days. So it was a little bit slow going, especially with all the confetti, but that was completely okay with me. I was happy to be at the retreat and chatting with people and all the things. But yeah, so since that progress check-in, I did complete that top row. And you can see it does, I feel like really confetti heavy and kind of computer charted kits tend to look a lot better through a camera lens because there's something about it that just kind of consolidates, like brings the colors together in a way that makes sense. But if I bring it up closer, you can kind of see that it is quite confetti heavy. There's a lot of color changes, and it does take longer for sure to do this version of the kit as opposed to the pixel charted version. Now this kit itself is 50 by 75 centimeters. It has square drills. It has 70 colors in it, and is, like I said, very confetti heavy, but I'm finding that I'm really enjoying working on this kit. I tend to do one row of the artwork in this kit first, and then I go over and do the pixel charted version and that same row of the artwork in that version, and that works really well for my brain, and I don't feel too fatigued. So I'm really, really happy to be working on another comparison project. It feels like I'm kind of going back to my roots and how what I was doing a lot of on my channel when I started. And so yeah, this is really fun. Now, here's the pixel charted version. This is my second whip going into June. I think I may have set the wrong month earlier. My second whip going into June. This is the pixel charted version. It is a little bit bigger. I talked a lot about that in that progress check-in video about the reasons why. This is just the only size that this is available in for the pixel charted version, and I had previously purchased the hybrid charted version and didn't want to get a bigger size than that one. But yeah, this one is, like I said, 60 by 90 centimeters. And I think, technically these two sections, I didn't start until June because it's currently June 4th. I'm filming this a little bit late because of when I got back from the retreat and whatnot. But yeah, so technically this is June progress. You're getting a little peek at it. I didn't work on this one at all in May, but there you can kind of see how that's looking. And if you look at it kind of side by side, there is a difference there. It's not super stark, but you can definitely see it. I feel like the differences are more obvious in other parts of the artwork, but up here, actually, that's a lot more similar. But yeah, so this one is moving a lot faster. I'm enjoying having some color blocking that I can zip through with this one. I'm loving the special drills. There's a kind of coppery metallic, like a brownish gold metallic that I'm getting into down here that I love. And I know there's going to be a lot more of it as I get up into here, so stay tuned for that. But with both of these projects, I am planning to work from the top down now, and the last row we're going to work on is going to be the one that is, actually the mermaid's face and a lot of these details that are going on in this section. So saving the best for last. It's good motivation for me. I'm hoping that these whips I can make some good progress on during the month of June, but I'm just going to keep kind of taking it at my own pace. There's other things I want to work on in June, which I will get to soon. So we'll see, but it would be really cool if I could finish this during June. If not, July, I think, at the latest. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably also do another progress check-in video on this kit once I maybe get like another row or two done. We'll see. I'll kind of see when it feels like the right time to do another progress check-in. But I've really enjoyed being along. You guys being along for the ride with this project with me. And I'm looking forward to continuing to work on these during the month of June. So I'm going to move these off to the side. I have another whip to share with you. I will be right back. All right, so my next whip is one that you've seen in past months in review, and it's going to be a year-long project because this is the temperature project I'm working on for 2024. What a temperature project is, if you're not familiar, is where you're basically in some way recording the temperature in craft form. This is originally a cross-stitch chart, I believe by Christie's Corner, the name. I'll double check, it'll be linked in the description. But that's where this is originally from, as a cross-stitch chart, and it's going to be a dragon's face. And each of these kind of spikes and each of these parts of it represent a different month. So for example, this snout here was the month of January. This section with the eye was February. And then we had March here, April here. Wait, no. February, March, I think maybe was it these two? And then April, May. I think that was how it was broken down. January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, that was it. And so here was the month of May. You could definitely see how the temperatures are changing a little bit. So we are moving into more like purples and pinks, and there aren't really a lot of blues. And also, I did finally purchase a drilled color to go in the background. And I bought what does DP with Sparklers call them? I think Pixie Dust is what they call them at DP with Sparklers. And it's an ivory pixie dust. There's just a faint really, really subtle glitter shimmer on those. It's pretty different from the chunky glitter that's on the diamonds of the colors that I chose. So yeah, I took this cross stitch chart and I converted it into a diamond painting and have been recording the temperature, and each color represents a certain temperature range. And my temperature ranges are pretty small, as in like 2 or 3 degrees, just by nature of what I decided to go with, because we don't have a huge temperature variance in our high temperature in Fahrenheit here in Southern California. But I feel like I've learned a lot and have a lot of things I might want to do differently when I do a temperature project next year. I am enjoying this a lot and do think I want to continue doing temperature projects as the years go on, because I think it would be a really fun way to track temperature over the years. I think I want to do a different approach to how I do my colors and have more of like a natural gradient between them. Because I do feel like there are some jarring color changes, even between close temperatures. So I kind of want to revisit that. I also don't think that I will use these chunky glitter drills again. They are really difficult to show on camera and to take pictures of. And also beyond that, they just, in my mind, kind of obscure the base color a little bit much. It's just not having quite the effect that I was hoping for. I know I was taking a risk with going with a really kind of bold special drill like that. And so that's completely on me. But I do know that I want to try something different for next year for sure. So yeah, this was the month of May, and then we're going to keep going around. It's going to be like June, July, August, September, October, and then like November will be here, and December will be the dragon's mouth. So I've just filled in the white background on the sections that I know that there's not going to be like, well, basically where I was able to do like a clean line before another month is going to start and cut in. And that just is making the plastic a lot more manageable, because it was getting really unwieldy. I also was able to fill in the dragon's eye with those white drills, because otherwise there were no drills there. There's just like the black of the iris and the outline. That's because this is coming from a cross stitch chart and was just intended to be stitched on fabric. And so those areas where there aren't colors of the dragon, that would just be the fabric that's showing through. But that doesn't really work in diamond painting form, because you see the grid, you have exposed glue. So this is how I decided to how to handle it. So yeah, lots of learnings on this one. I think maybe after June I may do a dedicated video where I kind of check in, like, okay, we're halfway through the year. Here's how my temperature dragon is looking, and here's some learnings that I have and kind of what I'm thinking, because I do want to plan ahead well for next year. Make sure I get like a canvas that is actually to size for the project I'm doing, instead of scrambling and getting something off Amazon that I basically am going to have to like crop to fit. I need to figure out how I want to handle this, like where I want to cut it, what I want to do. We'll see. That's future Katie's problem. And then also order, the specialty drills and decide what specialty drills and color ranges I want to do for next year. So anyway, this is my third whip going into June. And like I said, you're going to continue to see it be a whip throughout the year. Now, my fourth whip that I'll go ahead and mention is one that I have been mentioning as a whip for over a year now. Is it almost 2 years now? It's been a while. It's my big cross-stitch conversion project, and I have not started on the 5th panel for that yet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there'll be a playlist linked in the description below, along with obviously a lot of other links that I've mentioned here so far. But it's actually similar to this in that I'm taking a cross-stitch chart and converting it to a diamond painting on a blank canvas. It's different than this though, in that it's like, 30 times as big as this. It's enormous. So 4 of those panels are complete, but I haven't, worked on a panel for a few months now, and I still am not 100% sure when I am going to be ready to start the next panel, but that's just a very, very, very incredibly long-term project at this point. And I'll make progress on that project as I'm able. Now, as far as June goes, would you guys like to see a little just preview of, I already have my first finish for the month of June, and I'm going to give you a really quick preview of it, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. I talked about this in my most recent Whip and Chat, but this was my first Summer with a Masters project and my first finish for the month of June. This is the Great Wave off Kanagawa by the artist Hokusai. The year isn't on here. It's, I believe, late 1800s. This is from Diamond Dots and is a partial, so there's no diamonds on part of the background of the image. And I completed this kit in about 24 hours, almost exactly 24 hours at the diamond painting retreat that I was at. It was really, really fun to work on. And I am going to have to go back through, and I feel like some of my placement got a little bit sloppy towards the end. So I might go back through and try to kind of straighten those out just a little bit. But there was something that was really fun about challenging myself to go, I used to be a really speedy diamond painter. I dealt with a lot less interruptions at home and whatnot, which that's life. It's completely fine. Like, of course, my kids and my family and other things are always going to come first. But I feel like I used to be able to get more focused diamond painting done. And so I kind of had the chance to do some of that at the retreat. And I thought, let me challenge myself. Let me see if I can, how much of this I can complete. And I thought, let me see if I can get it done in a day before the retreat ends. And here we are. So this is my first kit for Summer with the Masters and first finish already. I thought you guys would just enjoy seeing it, but this is a June finish, not a May one. I'm just giving you a little preview because I'm filming this video a few days late. So that being said, as far as plans that I have for June, you guys, I mentioned Summer with the Masters. This is an event that I am hosting with my friend Anthony from Single and Placing. It centers around artwork that we refer to, and a lot of people refer to as the old masters. It's kind of classic artwork like this. And for the event, if you want to join in, we just did a kickoff video on each of our channels that you'll find linked below, and that'll give you all the details. So explain how to enter, what artwork qualifies, like what goes into it, and how to join in, because you can join in anytime this month or next month. It goes through the end of July and is a very casual, laid-back event, and you can jump in at any time. No new starts, no finishes required. Just feel free to join in on the fun. That being said, I have a number of kits sort of in the queue that I'm debating which one I want to work on next for Summer with the Masters. But I know that I'm also going to work on some kits this month that are not Summer with the Masters related. I do want to continue working on my comparison project and making some good progress on that as I'm able. And I also am kicking around if I want to work on some kind of kit for any of the number of Pride events that are going on this month. I have a couple of really fantastic rainbow kits, including there's a Rainbow Dragon kit that came out from Diamond Art Club on I think it was Black Friday, Cyber Monday last year. I think it's called Rainbow Dragon Hug and Cat by Dragons and Beasties. I am thinking of working on that kit this month because it's got like the Pride vibes, and it also would work as my maybe Year of the Dragon kit. If that's not the one I decide to work on, though, I have a number of other like really small dragon kits that I've been kind of keeping back as ones I could work on during Summer with the Masters, because I knew that this would be a couple of months when I'd be working on some potentially bigger and more confetti heavy kits, and I need some really small ones to be able to get in the mix to get those dragon kit finishes in these 2 months. I have been looking at some old Masters kits that have dragons in them, but I honestly dropped the ball on that until just the past few days. And so even if I order a custom of one of those, I don't know that it's going to be in on time for me to work on and or complete during this event. So we'll see. I have some other kits that'll work that'll let me get those dragon kits in, and will also give me kind of little breathers from working on old Masters kits, which can kind of be big undertakings and just feel a little bit more mentally fatiguing for me personally. And so I know myself well enough that it's good to have other things in the mix. And then, yeah, I think that's really about it as far as what's coming up in June. But that's kind of what my May looked like and my June plans. And I would love to now hear from you in the comments. What did you work on in May? Are there any kits that you really enjoyed, or any finishes you're really proud of that you want to share? Or was it like a tough month and you're really hoping that June is a better one? Do you have any fun plans for the month of June? Are there any events that you're planning to participate in? It's completely fine if Summer with the Masters is not one of them. I promise the genre is not for everyone, and that is a-okay. There's lots of events going on in the diamond painting community, and hopefully you're easily able to find one that, if you want to participate in an event, one that really you connect with and is your style. So let me know, what was May like for you? Any fun plans you have for June? And I always love reading what you guys have to share. And it feels like we're kind of diamond painting along together with each other. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out my other months in review videos, or even one of my long year in review videos if you're interested. Those playlists will be down, linked down below. You could take a look if you're interested. But otherwise, I'm going to let you go. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I do a lot of in-depth reviews sometimes. I do these month in review videos. I do unboxings, tutorials, all sorts of videos here, and I would absolutely love to have you here. So hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I share new videos. All right, friends, have a day and a week that's as fantastic as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.